Aladdin and the Magic Lamp is a press your luck set collection simultaneous action selection game with elements of dexterity. Aladdin is a game for 2 to 5 players, takes about 25 minutes to play, and is part of the Tales and Games series. In Aladdin, each player is the famed thief Aladdin. We were sent by the sorcerer to retrieve the lamp, but while we were trying to do so, we may earn extra wealth for ourselves by collecting jewelry and gemstones from the treasure in the Cave of Wonders.
What? Cave of Wonders?
In Tales and Games, Aladdin and the Magic Lamp, a turn has 3 phases during which everyone plays simultaneously. First, each player secretly chooses how many treasure cards to draw and from which chest, gold, silver, or bronze. This is done through the manipulation of a dice to indicate 1 through 6 cards, and the location of the die indicates which treasure chest should be taken from. Second, all players reveal their die at the same time. Third, if any player have the same die value, a slapjack-like event occurs where players must put their hand on the genie lamp. The first to do so gets a random special bonus during this round. The genie card is drawn from the lamp deck and read out loud. The player may then discard this card and draw again. If still the player does not like this card, they may again discard this card and draw again. But be forewarned, you can only ever get 3 wishes. If the player draws the 3rd card, they are stuck with the result, and sometimes this result is not favorable. Fourth, players draw from each treasure chest as indicated by the lowest die in each chest. For example, if Sean placed a 6 in the gold chest and Brian placed a 4, then Brian would draw from the gold chest and Sean would get nothing. Alternatively, if Sean had placed a 6 in the gold chest and Brian had placed a 4 in the silver chest, then each would draw as they are separate chests. In the event of a tie for the same chest, the tied players do not get to draw, but the lowest non-tied value does get to draw. Fifth, collecting treasure begins starting with the bronze chest, 1 at a time. When drawing cards, it is done 1 at a time because some of the cards have hazards indicated by scorpions. Once a player has drawn scorpions equivalent to the die value, their drawing stops immediately and they discard all cards drawn. After all treasure is drawn from the bronze, silver, and then gold chest, the round starts over with the secret selection of value and location of the die in the 3 chests, then the lamp slap and the pressing luck from drawing. Eventually, the game will end when a sorcerer card is drawn from one of the 3 treasure decks. When this occurs, the game immediately ends and scores are totaled. The scores are determined by the simple rules. Number 1, each non-sorcerer card collected is worth 1 point. Number 2, jewelry sets or a collection of a ring, necklace, and bracelet are totaled by material. For a bronze set, it is worth 6 points, for silver, 8 points, and for gold, 10 points. For each gemstone type that you have the most of, earn an additional 5-point bonus. The player with the most points wins the game.
Welcome back to another episode of Gamers Remorse. Today we're looking at Yellow's Aladdin and the Magic Lamp. Yeah.
So that's right, we are. This is a generally marketed towards the kids genre. It is a Tales and Games series game from our friends at Purple Brain Creations. It was a fun little set collection game. Yep. Graphics are amazing as always. Yep. That's typical of Yellow and Purple Brain. A little bit different, interesting mechanics. There's some push your luck in there. Mm-hmm. There's also a speed mechanic that has to do with if you tied, the dice, which seemed to be the biggest consternation in this game for us anyway. I would imagine some kids would be into it, some wouldn't be. I mean, it's fans of Slapjack. That's probably what you love, That's all I got. What did you guys think, mechanics-wise?
I really liked the press your luck mechanic. I like press your luck in general. I did not like the slap lamp mechanic. I don't like slapping mechanics in general. I have a friend who is an adult, and his favorite game is still a really old Game Right game called like Make Me a Sandwich or something, which is a slap-based game. So there is a market for it. I personally am not a fan of the slapping mechanic, but I loved the press your luck mechanic with the scorpions.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I do like the press your luck, and I was not a big fan of the slap, especially with a detriment to losing items, like if you wrongfully slap. So I think with that, you kind of had to be a very even playing level with the lamp. Like measure, okay, you're exactly 14 inches away from the lamp. Everyone is, so.
I think the pacing went really well because you're all playing simultaneously, which I absolutely love. So there was push your luck with simultaneous play and the excitement of revealing.
Yeah.
Right? Even though it was one of your turns, I was like, ooh, what is it? It's jewels, right? Ooh.
Yeah.
So that was exciting to see. Also, once you got past the speed mechanic, flipping these over was really interesting because a lot of them were kind of different, Some of them were kind of just a null, try again later, I'm busy sort of a thing.
Right.
Kind of a flippant response from a genie of sorts. Other times it would turn the game on its head and be like, scorpions don't affect you this turn.
Yeah.
And so if the person drew or put a 2 down, not that useful, but if they happen to put a 6 down, whoa.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah. And kind of like what Eric was referencing earlier, like if I play a 3 and someone else plays a 4, I get to draw and they don't. And arguably one person could be really unlucky and never get to draw a card.
Yeah.
Admittedly, that is very unlikely. But I'm thinking again, if you're playing this with a child and that 8-year-old only gets to draw twice, they are going to hate the person they're playing with and the game. That's one of the things I was talking about was if I played a 4 and you played a 3, maybe I get the difference. So I still get to draw 1 card, but you got to draw your 3 cards. So maybe that'd be a way as well, especially I'm thinking with the younger audience to negate some of those issues.
That would be really cool. You should write them. I mean, for a kid's game, I think it's pretty replayable because of the press your luck. Did we talk about the alterations? We would also talk about, instead of the speed mechanic, the dice roll.
Oh, no, we didn't touch
So,
on that, yeah.
You only grab for the lamp when you tie with someone else. What it should be we were talking about was maybe a dice roll or something like that instead of a speed mechanic because of, I don't know, we just didn't seem to enjoy the speed part of it.
I mean, again, I'm thinking with the child mentality, there's a lot of dexterity growth between ages. So if you have an 8-year-old kid and a 12-year-old kid, the 12-year-old will probably win almost every time.
Yep.
So again, it kind of equals that playing field in my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, I thought it was an enjoyable game. With a short play time, you can play multiple games back to back without taking forever.
Yeah.
The box says 20 minutes. I don't think it took that long.
I think it took about 10.
In regards to the other Tales and Games series, how would you guys rate this one? This is our 3rd one we've played now. So I've heard the Three Little Pigs is probably the best. We have yet to play that. It's on our agenda. But we have played Pied Piper, Little Red Riding Hood, and then Aladdin.
Yep.
So how would you guys rank this against the other 2?
I think personally, I think this is probably 3rd favorite of the 3 that we have played. Being Pied Piper, then Red Riding Hood, then this.
I think I'd rate them the same.
Do you think Pied Piper is the best?
I think
you've
so,
played?
that I played.
Of the 3.
Interesting. I actually like Little Red Riding Hood more than Pied Piper. So I would go Little Red Riding Hood, Pied Piper, Aladdin. That's not to say Aladdin's a bad game. It's just it didn't scratch all the itches that I wanted it to scratch. So it's still a good game. I would still add it to the set, and especially for those set collectors out there that already have 5 Tales and Games series. This should probably be your 6th.
Yeah, definitely.
Bye.
And I was like, I think I could take on 10 people if they're stuck on their knees.
40,000 bad guys with swords.